Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Eddie Marcus here. When I finished preparing this presentation, I didn't have a subject. I was just writing what the Spirit was delivering to me. I usually do that. When I do, I go back and search the message to look for the subject. At the end of this presentation, I got a chance to see the subject, and the subject was the lie. And right before the lie, the word said protecting the lie. And so I said, this is my subject. And so I wrote down. As I was proofreading for this presentation, I got to that last part that I had written as the lie, protecting the lie, and what my hand had written down was protecting the law. Protecting the law. Now, my intent was, as I saw the lie, because there's a lot of lying going on today. Protecting the lie, there's a lot of protecting of the lie that's going around today. I know that. But then my hand wrote the law, protecting the law. Now, we know that laws come and laws go, but there is one law that's everlasting and never changes. That's the law we must protect. That is the law that says if you want to tell a lie, you can tell it. If you want to believe it, you can believe it. But if you want to stop it, you can stop it. The choice is yours. It's not enforced upon you, and you can't pretend that it is. So I write this, ladies and gentlemen, it's called Protecting the Law. Considering the harshness of America's portion at this date, her inability to require or acquire real leadership, I will step forward in this moment. There is too much hell going on, and God needs to have a voice in this situation. As creatures of creation, the Creator calls for all human creatures, every shade, none above another. Heaven is prepared for all that choose it. To them, no pardon is necessary. No shame is on their face. God doesn't care about any of the panty self-made cancers of humans' lives. Every pain we feel, every suffering is of man's own making, pretending to be smart, but as dumb as they come. God's mission here is to speak truth to a people that know so little about God, that are lying, cheating, hypocrite, a racist, a hater, was able and still have them convinced he has a righteousness with God, the God of the alternative truth. I speak for the God of love, a God of truth that sets all receivers free, the God that owns all the natural resources of the earth. Never mind whose has their name on it. All belong to the people, and they were given to you freely. God owns every breed of food. I speak to you about that God that owns the vegetables, the meat, the liquid, and does it all for the humans, the creatures. It is God that gave you the TV, that gave you the internet, that gave you the iPhone, the Tesla. a God that gives real teachers and doctors rather than pill pushers and programmers. God made all things to be used by all people as they need and to be enjoyed by all humans as they experience the joy of being free, alive, with a purpose, a reason to be themselves, individually and collectively. And in the process, no one is called to kill for God or to kill in God's name. For killing is a PowerPoint of evil. America, January 6, 2021. It represents the final test of America's development with democracy and capitalism. Its outcome, a gross failure. The people involved represents the effects of the government on their lives, and the people, they matter as well. Most of the people disagree with such conduct, and yes, they are Americans too. It is the conduct and action of the two parties that address the failures of America's 245 years. Yes, we have existed 245 years, years of white supremacy, 245 years of mistreatment of others, non-whites, murdering the natives, enslaving the blacks, and making them second-class citizens. 245 years of uncanny treatment toward women. 245 years of inadequate education and health care. 245 years of them that got versus them that don't. And let me say that again. That didn't come out right. 245 years of them that got versus them that don't. 245 years of prosperity. 245 years of ghetto poverty. 245 years taught outside. And how do they interpret it? To return to their primitive years, denying the basic rights to non-whites, and doing that with violence. The other side speaks about building back better, only to have two white Democrats agree with the other side and said that the way it has been is all right with them. In this practice, two white Democrats vote for the primitive times. No build back. As much hell that can be dealt out to others, and your democracy can't do a thing about it. America hasn't a clue of how to maneuver out of this predicament. America and the world are responding to the knowledge of good and evil, where everyone sees themselves as good and all the others as evil. No trust, it's divided, you got failure. Too blind to see, too deceived to want to see. It is truth that frees America, but America will not face the truth, for she is built on a lie. That's what they're trying to protect, the lie. Malcolm X discovered a lie, and the liar was willing to kill rather than face the truth. America is willing to return to civil war rather than face the truth. It would do me and the power for which I speak a dishonor if I just left it there. The message that is being delivered to you here in America and people all over the earth is that you were made to enjoy the life. You were made to live as though you were God yourself. Being able to create, participate in stuff together to make what we see around us every day look like nothing. But we've been deceived in thinking that there is no God, and the God that we've been taught about has no power. And so we find ourselves following a God that has taken control out of everything that the true God has given, because we're ignorant and they are using us to pretend that they are gods, and money, forcing us to buy what we need, what we want, what we desire, what we made with the little money that they give us. And we've accepted that and call it normal, and we compete against one another because we are divided against each other and we cannot see, and here we are. But this message, ladies and gentlemen, is to tell you this. There are a lot of things going on in the world. Some of it look good, some of it doesn't. And to some, it looks good when others see it bad, and the reverse. My message to you is that God is not playing. God is not playing. All of us is living day to day and trying to think we're moving on up. It's all a part of the process, but there's one thing that's objective here. And that is for you, for every last one of us, to learn the truth. To learn the truth. That means to wake up and realize that we're living in darkness. That means we got to understand that there is another power. That means we're going to have to change our minds. We're going to have to start wanting something. We're going to have to start reaching out for something, searching for something. And you're not going to do that, ladies and gentlemen, until you start caring about others. You got to start caring about others. And I'm not talking about just yourself. I'm not talking about just your family. I'm not just talking about your race or your nation. You're going to have to start caring, and any pain, anywhere is a pain inside of you. And until you can do that, you will not know the truth. You're going to have to want to know the truth, because you turn your back on it and chose knowledge of good and evil. And that's what you're dealing with every day. And anything that you come up with is just going to take you, if it don't dump you in hell at that particular moment, it's still working trying to get you down there. And the only thing that I can say to you, ladies and gentlemen, is if you don't wake up, you're going down. Let me say it again. If you don't wake up, you're going down. And anybody that's woke, you better stand up. Because if you don't stand up, you're going down too. Because you can't play that game on God. The thing of it is when you know the truth, life doesn't mean anything to you but to live. But to live, and in living in hell ain't living. So to live in hell, you got to be doing the things that gives you life. That means standing up for what's right. And if standing up for what's right causing you to lose your life, baby, you the happiest woman, man on the face of the earth, if you know it. You should be. You're getting graduation with honors. I'm telling you, ladies and gentlemen, like, you're not going to hear this kind of message coming from just anybody. You got to be real to talk like this. And until next time, I'm going to leave it there. Eddie Marcus saying goodbye.